Hey YouTubers, welcome back to Desert Have a Garden. I figured I'd give you a quick update on our spring garden. So as you can see, things are starting to get established around here, and I'll just kind of go around and show you what we've got going on. This is our sunflower, and it's looking really nice. It's starting to get tall, but it's supposed to get up to 10 feet tall, so it's just getting started. Down here we have our dragon egg cucumber plant, and you can see that there are flowers on it now, and that's pretty exciting. We've got flowers going on all over the place. We've got our watermelons. These are the golden midget, so they're going to be a really small personal watermelon. And as you can tell, I have stuff in here pretty densely, and so I'm hoping to get some hoops so the vines can grow up and over. I had to end up planting a couple more dragon egg cucumber plants because that was the first one, and I don't know, it really didn't get a good start. So we have, I think I might have thrown in more seeds over here, but this was an Alaku Sarga bell pepper, and those also were getting late starts. Another big sunflower starting over there. Here we have our pickling cucumbers, and yesterday, there it is. See a little tiny cucumber right there? Getting started. See if I can get it to focus. Well, maybe not. Anyway, so we're starting to get some cucumbers showing up, and then the peppers are all really slow this year getting started. Back here we have okra, and again, the okra grow pretty big. I don't know why this thing is not focusing. There we go. So there's our okra, and in the past my okra have gotten so big, the base is like a tree trunk. It'll be like 4 inches across. And right here we have our rondanise squash. So it's a round variety, but similar to a cucumber. And you can see it's had some flowers on it. It had all male flowers so far. We haven't had any females, but over here, that's going to be a female. So looks like maybe even a couple. I have been saving the pollen from the males, so just in case there's a female flower on a day that there's no male flowers, I can use it to pollinate. So what I do is I take a Q-tip on the inside of the male flower and just get the pollen, and then I put it in a Ziploc bag, and then I can use that at a later time to pollinate. And here we have our Job's Tears. It looks kind of like a corn or a wild grass, but that's supposed to make those cool beads. So that's the Job's Tears. And over here I've got the spaghetti squash trying to grow out the garden. And we haven't really had, I don't think I've had any flowers bloom on this one yet. Oh, that one might have a male flower, but I don't see any females yet. You'll know you have the female when you see the base of the squash showing. So again, I have to get these routed up and over so that they don't just take over the garden bed. Then we jump over here and I've got my tomatoes, and so I've been pruning them up so there aren't extra leaves. And so what you do is you can take off pretty much all of the lower branches just by pinching them off up to where they get the flowers. So you see it puts on the first flowers here, so I'll continue pruning it up as we go, so it puts its energy into making the tomato fruits rather than into just growing foliage. And for some reason, on that half of this bed, the tomatoes are growing better than on this half. I'm not really sure why. And then more peppers. Here we have our roselle, the Thai red roselle that I did previously. That's pretty popular. It makes a really great tea, and so I've got a couple of them. And then I have a whole little forest starting of tomatillos. and this is actually an Amarilla variety, so it's going to be a yellow tomatillo. But you can see it is in bloom, and it's looking really nice. This is the sugar, brush, peach, pepper. Still slow. This one's the only hot pepper in the garden. And then over here, and over here, I have the Casper eggplants getting started. All these volunteers here are wonderberries left over from previous years. So the wonderberries kind of are very prolific once they get started. Let's run over really quick over here. You can see the grapevine doing really nicely. And you can actually see it's starting to put on some little grapes. All over the place, there's these little bunches. And then down here we have our peanut plants. So these are the regular red peanuts on this half. And then over here we have the striped peanuts that obviously you don't see any yet. Yesterday I had a bloom and I took a picture, but I should have filmed it for you guys. It was, I think, on this one. Yep, that was the flower right there. It's pretty cool. So I guess what happens is the flowers will go back down into the soil in order to make the peanuts underground. This is the first time I've done peanuts, so it's pretty exciting. And then over here, we don't have anything going on other than the grapes. Let's go over here. So we have all of our kohlrabi over here, and you can see I had an early inchworm infestation, but I got that taken care of. I used BT to spray it and then also manually pulled off all the inchworms I could see. And now the new growth is looking pretty good. Over here, I have radishes, and I've been pulling them up as we go. And then I've been planting more. And over here, the artichokes, and they look pretty small, but I actually ended up having to cut a whole lot off of the artichokes. We got a spider mite infestation on them, which is the first time that's ever happened. And so I cut off all these infested leaves, and because spider mites make like little webs that kind of cover the whole leaves, and it was a real mess. And then I sprayed with neem oil all over, and now the plants are looking really good. They have some pollen and stuff on the leaves from, right now the Palo Verdes are in bloom, so the Palo Verde flowers are blowing all over the place. But look here, I just noticed this. Ta-da! The first artichoke of the year. So exciting. Our family loves artichokes. Okay, we've got our rosemary that's huge. And then my poor little herb pot has not been doing that well. All of the mullein that I had planted over here, I think it's a lizard that's been eating it. So that's pretty much gone. Over here I have the oyster leaf, which is really kind of a cool looking plant. It's kind of grayish, bluish, and kind of interesting. And then back here I have the yarrow, and no flowers yet on the yarrow. And again, this is a volunteer wonderberry, and you can see it's starting to flower. So my youngest son likes to eat the wonderberries, so I decided to just leave it. He'll have fun out here picking them when the berries get black. I had the self-heal back here, and again, it looks like the lizard got it. It was actually pretty big. It was about 5 inches tall, and there it is this morning, got eaten. There was a volunteer amaranth right there that overnight again looks like it got decimated. Here's a volunteer tomato, I'm guessing, and more wonderberries. So the herb garden is not doing very well, but everything else really is. So I'm pretty excited. I hope you guys enjoyed this update, and give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to our channel for future updates.